All right, sorry for the hindrance. I guess my system got crashed in between, which is why I'll have to open up everything all again. So wait for a few minutes till I start up everything once again. Just in opening up my Kali Linux right in front of you. And we are going to resume the session exactly from the subfinder that we have just now dropped it in between. Let's wait for a few seconds so that my Kali can get started with up and running. We'll have to wait for a minute more so that my Kali can load up and we can jump back to subfinder. Okay, just few seconds more and we are about to get started. All right, so hopefully I'll be back from the subfinder right here again. So let's go ahead and install our subfinder. So I'm going to open up my terminal, or it's better if I open up my terminal inside this folder. So in order to just open it up right here is what you can do is that you can just click on open in terminal. Okay, so we can see some files in here that are not at all related to the installation, I believe. I guess installation must be here into the static files. Okay, they have given us the instructions to run it. Just not at all of our use. I guess this is the file that is that will go ahead and build our subfinder. This is the main Go file. Or maybe I should have this into my APT as well. So it's again the easiest way to install, that is from the Debian package. So let's wait for some time, and then I believe the subfinder must be installed into the folder that we are in currently. Okay, seems like our subfinder is right here now. Let's go ahead and let's see. Okay, so now you can see that our subfinder is right here, and we'll be able to use other tools that was displayed into the documentation. The people who have missed that how I have installed it, I've simply fired a command and I've taken the help of Debian library, and I have simply written apt get install, and then I've written subfinder, which is how my subfinder got installed. And I'm going to go with the help command that we have seen into the documentation a few minutes back, that is subfinder -h. And you can see a lot of things coming up right here in order to find the subdomains. So now you can see D is the string that is used to find the subdomains, you can say. So -d is what I am going to write in here. And also I must see, okay, so subfinder, I'm going to use one of the option that is -d in order to find the subdomains. And we were looking to try it on Tesla, right? So I'm going to write here as subfinder. And right now I just saw in front of you that like -d is to list the directories, you can say. Like -d is right here, domain to find the subdomains. So it is not at all hard to use any tool at all out there into the Kali Linux. So I'm going to write here as -d in here, and then I'm going to write here as tesla.com, and let's see what kind of response that we are about to get from the Tesla. So now you can see that we are getting tons of response in here from Tesla. Like you have a lot of subdomains right here. So still it is, finding a lot of subdomains. So these are the subdomains that, the Tesla has been using, because they have been using a lot of third-party services as well, which is why like pop.tesla is right here. You have referral app is as well right here. So likewise, you can just navigate and find all the subdomains of any user from the subfinder. You can do the same thing with the sublister as well, but I believe subfinder is the better option in front of sublister, which is why I would like to recommend subfinder. And also I'll be changing sublisters to the subfinder into my curriculum. So I hope till here everything is all cleared up with the help of reconnaissance methodology. In this session, we have learned how to take the DNS record, how to know the HTTPS records. I believe my text pad is all vanished after my system got crashed. But yes, we have learned a lot of things like domain.whois tools is what we have learned in this case. And also we have learned that how you can just find out the original information of the owner, and you can find out the DNS records as well. You can find out if that is the shared hosting or it is an individual hosting. Okay, so you can find out the individual hosting and these kind of things as well. And also you can find out that what are the status codes that you are right here. Okay, Yovi, if you are having any kind of problem or if you want me to repeat anything, please feel free to give me a feedback into the chat folder out here. Okay, so some of the people want me to repeat after installing subfinder in Kali. Okay, I'll just give you all the steps. For example, let me go ahead and clear it up, right? So what I'm going to do is that I have installed sublister. You can install it anywhere around with a simple command that is called as apt get install, and then I have written here as subfinder, right? Apt get install subfinder, right? And then what I did is I tried reading the documentation. That's where it popped up into my mind. And if you use any tool out there, this is a very friendly advice that you go ahead and try to look at the help option. Now, all the tools out there have the help option into the documentation. I can show this to you into the Git clone as well, like onto the GitHub. When you'll find the sub finder, you'll see the complete documentation of sub finder. But the only thing that we want to use into the sub finder is listing the subdomains, right? So when I go ahead, recently I was just having a look on the GitHub about this sub finder, I was able to see that with the -h, you get the help, and that's it. That's all you need to see, right? The rest of the things will be mentioned into your terminal, right? So what I did, I simply, like as a beginner, I'm telling you that what you should do in order to get the best results and in order to learn any tool out there, you just go ahead and write subfinder -h for help. Now, these are the different combinations that you usually get in every tool. That is subfinder -h. -h is usually for help. You can find other alternatives as well if you don't wish to see the documentation. If you wish to go with a hit and trial methodology, then you can also try for the other alternative for help that are -help and -help as well. So in this case, it is subfinder -h for help, right? And then this is what we were looking to achieve. We were looking to find the subdomains, right? So here it is saying that you're gonna have to use option D in order to find the subdomains, right? Here it is also, written the usage of subfinder, but what you are going to do, I'm just going to give you a brief way on order to use this tool. You first of all, you're going to have to use the subfinder, right? Like I have written here as subfinder, and then you're going to have to choose any of these options according to your wish. Like you want to list all the available resources, enumeration, you want to list of the domains, or you wish to use any of these different kind of things. Like you wish to even extract the output into the JSON line format, show only subdomains into the show only subdomains into the output. But all of these options are not at all much useful, right? The only option that we were looking to hunt is for for finding the subdomains, right? So in order to find the subdomain, what I did, I wrote subfinder, and then I wrote -d, and then I wrote the URL of which I want to find the subdomains, right? So I'm going to do that in front of you once again. So I'm going to write here as subfinder, and then we are going to go with -d. Make sure it is case sensitive, right? It's small d and it's -d right here. So I just wrote here as subfinder -d. I'm just going to clear the screen so that you can avoid the confusion, and I'm going to write the command for you once again. So I'm going to write here as subfinder -d, right? So these are the two parameters that I want to use subfinder tool, and I want to extract all the subdomains of. Now I need to give the parameter after this, right? So in order to give the parameter, I'm going to simply write the domain name, that is tesla.com. Now there are high chances if 200 people who are attending this and all of us are doing the same methodology, then the Tesla will definitely show us the less results, because when you'll do the enumeration part as well, then also the packets are exchanged. So looking at the odd traffic just for the enumeration, they can hinder the responses. But if I go ahead and try for tesla.com, I simply hit enter over there, and you can get these kind of responses in here. You can try it out for some other websites also, not just Tesla. You can take any website out there. And usually when I start doing the bug bounty thing, then first of all, I take these kind of information, the HTTP request information, the URL information, the directories information, the information of like the subdomains, and these are the information that I use. And secondly, I prefer using the attacks that are related to that technology only, which is why I use Webalizer in order to know that which technology this website is using right here. Now, if you wish to make your Kali as just as an attacker machine, you can list down all of these things and you can use them into your Kali Linux only. So these are the things that we have just now done. I hope Yovi, I'm pronouncing your name right, and I hope that I have solved your query and you don't have any problem with this session going on. If you have, feel free to write me back into the chat section quickly. So this was all. Okay, yes, please do the query into the chat section, Yovi, quickly. I'll solve your query and then we'll proceed further. Okay. So after this, we are going to proceed further with DVWA. How did you install SubFinder? Okay, I am going to install it. I'm going to show it to you once again on how to install the SubFinder. First of all, you took this GitHub profile, or even if you don't get this GitHub profile, that's completely okay. Just without even cloning, you just get this link, right? Copy this link and just clone it over the GitHub, right? This is the first thing you need to do. And then after going into the folder of SubFinder, like this is the downloaded folder, right? So when I go inside this folder, you can just check out these files, static, or like these kind of different files are right here. I went inside this CMD thing right here, and right, I came here inside main.go, right? I opened up my terminal in here. Though you don't need to do it like this. You can also directly fire this command. I'm just going to show you this command once again. That is apt get install, and then the name of this tool that is called as SubFinder, right? When you'll hit enter, then your tool will be installed automatically. I hope it is clear now. Just give me a quick response. Do we have to create that path? No, you don't need to create that path, Yovi. When you'll just go ahead and download it from the GitHub, the folder will come up directly. You don't need to create that directory at all. This folder will come up directly when you will git clone that. And inside that folder, everything is there automatically. Once you download it, everything is here automatically, right? You don't need to create any path. You'll automatically get this folder named as SubFinder, and inside this folder, this was V2, right? Into the V2, you go into the CMD SubFinder. So I don't need to create these directories. These were automatically, these automatically came up after the download. You need not to panic. Just go inside this folder, go inside the directory, SubFinder V2, CMD, and SubFinder. Go inside here on a very blank space. Do a right click in here, open it up into the terminal, and simply write the command apt get install SubFinder. That's it. You just need to hit enter, and then we are done. This tool will be automatically installed. See, just for a quick introduction, if there are some beginners inside here, then I would like to give them some introduction about the tools and the fashion that we follow inside the Linux. In Linux, you don't get any GUI. You don't get any next button in order to install or anything like that. You can say that usually the tools that are built onto the Linux, we are quite lazy in here. We don't do any kind of graphical user interface. Most of the tools that you will find in here doesn't have any kind of graphical interface. So most of the tools will be running onto your command line only, right? And you'll be using them inside the command line only. So that's the thing. So Yovi, give me just a quick response. I'm staying here just for you. And then we'll be proceeding further. If everything is done and everything is everything is all right in this session. Okay. Yes, this is one thing. If the permission denied is coming up, go ahead and try using sudo before the command. Is the purpose to just watch you or following you by doing? You can try any of them. If you are able to follow me along the side, then it's okay. Or you can just try it later on, whatever suits you. It totally depends on you only. Though I'm almost repeating everything twice, so you can follow along the side as well. And still, if you are not able to do that, then just watch the session and try it later on, and then you will be able to achieve the results. And still, if you are facing any kind of problem, feel free to book as much Skype sessions you want and as much WhatsApp queries that you can put up. I believe you're not in our WhatsApp group. We are giving like 24/7 support over there as well. So you can try any of this. And if you feel like you are running behind the session, then you can try them later on as well, which is why we have kept everything for the support. So I believe you don't have the WhatsApp group right now. So that's okay. I'm just going to send you the WhatsApp link. Somebody please send the WhatsApp group link into the chat so that he can also connect. And also we have sent the invitation link of WhatsApp over your emails as well. So make sure you connect over there. So please somebody share the WhatsApp group link into the chat section. And from here, we are going to proceed further with the, configuring your DVWA as well. Okay. So then you'll have to, connect with Skype, or you'll have to follow the session all along here, since, we have been reported that we are looking to, concentrate more onto the content. So now you can just have a doubts with me one-on-one after this session. I'll be happy to help you out personally as well. So that's how it is going to be. Right. So I'm going to, after this session, I'll tell you that this class is completed, and then I can show you almost everything. You can do that all along with me. So we can do this as well. So I'm open for that too. All right. So let's go ahead and proceed further. We can now just, try. Okay, I'm not, I'm getting a lot of queries into the chat section, but definitely I'm going to, solve them later on. So now we are going to go ahead and try to know that how you can configure the DVWA. So DVWA, let me give you a quick introduction on what exactly the DVWA is. So basically, we have been reading quite a lot about the attacks, and I do understand that if you will not do anything practically, you won't be able to get that live confidence onto the live websites. You won't be able to hit the bounty just with the practical knowledge. So it's the high time that we start configuring a lab where we can hit a lot of attacks practically, you can say. So the name of this DVWA is DAM. It's a vulnerable web application, right? So it is deliberately made vulnerable application hosted on PHP servers, right? MySQL servers. So we are first of all going to configure our SQL server for this, so that we can go ahead and configure this. And then later on, we are going to install this DVWA inside that. You already have this local host and these kind of servers that are already there into your Linux systems. So first of all, we are going to create a database in SQL. And side by side, I would also recommend you to go ahead and download the files, right? You can download these files from here, or it would be better if you can just download these files from the GitHub of DVWA. So you can do any of these options. I prefer doing git clone, which is why I'm going to navigate to the DVWA GitHub, because people keep on pitchforking onto the GitHub, and they keep on solving the problems over there, which is why you get the fresh files from there. So which is why I recommend using GitHub in order to start the installation. Okay, give me a second. Okay, so I'm going to go into this Digi Ninja in here. So now you're gonna get the git clone in here. I guess I am receiving the problem again and again while cloning it up. Seems like it is not responding at all. Okay, no worries. Let me just minimize this. Like the last time, I'm just going to do the git clone from this URL. It can be done from this URL as well. So there isn't going to be any issue with that. Okay. So now you can just let me just quickly fix my webcam. Okay. So now you are going to do a quick git clone in here. So what you're going to do is that, first of all, you're going to go into a folder where almost everything is there. That is like var www. There is a directory named var. So I'm going to take you to that place. So it is here under the applications. What is wrong with my Kali Linux once again? Give me a second. No idea why it is hanging up too much today. Getting too noisy with my system now. Seems like it's the high time that I change my laptop now. Okay, it's here finally. I thought it got crashed. Scared me up for a while. Okay. So I was talking to you about a folder that was there in var www directory. And I'm going to go into the places. And I'm going to take you to the computer. And here you'll be able to see the var folder. So OPT is here. Okay, var folder is right here. In var folder, you have www directory, and there you have your HTML files. So you can drop your DVWA files in here. So when you'll go ahead and when you'll go ahead and install, you'll just download the DVWA files from maybe from the GitHub or maybe from any other place. Then you'll get this folder named as DVWA, right? And you can then again go ahead and there is first thing that you need to do here is that changing the permission. So if you'll not change the permission, it will not allow you to just go ahead and it will not allow you to by any means, it will not allow you to make any changes here into this DVWA file. So one of the method in order to change the permission of this DVAW directory is that you're gonna open the terminal right here so that we don't have to navigate in here again. And then you're going to use the sudo command, and along with sudo command, you need to add one more thing. So first of all, the sudo command, which will give you the authority as a root. And then after the sudo command, you're going to go with chmod, and then you're going to go with -r. So if you will not use the -r, since it is a directory, then there are high chances that in some cases, it won't allow you to change its permission, right? So I'm going to go with -r for recursive. And then I'm going to go with 777. And then with DVWA, I'm going to write the name of the directory. I'm going to enter the password. And yes, the first step is done. I have changed I've changed the permission of DVWA. By this, you'll be able to access the DVWA once again, right? Okay, so the next thing you want to do is that you want to navigate into the configuration file of DVWA, right? So if I'm going to minimize it for a while, I'm going to go into the DVWA. How did you got your DVWA file here? So it was already there inside my system. In case if you want to get your DVWA file, you just simply need to go on to the dvwa.co.uk, and you can also git clone it over there. So no big harsh rocket science. I'm just gonna do that in front of you once again if you want me to do that. So I'm gonna go with Google, and then I'm gonna the URL was dvwa.co.uk. So I'm just gonna write here as dvwa, like I gave you the options. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. If you can't do the access of this dvwa file, then the command was that I have just now shown you. Okay, so you're just gonna go here, you're gonna click on download, save file, right? So this is the file that must be there. You can just go here into the folder, you can just copy it, and you will have to drop it down where you can host your files over the servers. I'm again going to show you that where is that directory, because I know it can get hard for the first time for the non-Linux users, but yes, this is how you're gonna have to do it. So you're gonna go into the places, you're gonna go into the computer, and then you're gonna go into the var folder. So into the var folder, you usually host the a lot of servers inside the Linux. So inside the var folder, like these folders are there into the www directory. If you'll host something by keeping your SQL and the MySQL services up, then it will be shown here. But before even putting that services up, we'll have to do a lot of changes. So right here, when you will just paste that dvwa file, and you can see the file is right here. Before pasting the file, you can also use the command that I've just now shown you, chmod -R777, change the permission of that directory, and then paste it right here if it is not allowing you to paste it. You'll see a folder that is somehow named something like this, or I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to take the dvwa. Not allowing to paste. Okay, I'll just show you that method too. Wait for a while if it is not allowing you to paste it up. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to extract this file right here. So you can see after extracting, this folder is right here, right? In dvwa, don't have var folder. You don't have the var folder in dvwa. You have the var folder in which I have repeated the directory twice. So make sure you go into the var folder, and there inside you have the www directory, or somebody help him into the chat. So if I'm going to copy this, and if I am again, just for your just because you asked the doubt, I'm going to go into the computers. Inside the computer, you have this var folder at the bottom. Go inside the var folder. Again, at the bottom, you have www directory. Go inside here. Inside the HTML, you have this right here. Again, it is not allowing us to paste because I believe we haven't yet changed the permission of the newly extracted file that was there inside the downloads. So this was it. So I'm going to open up my terminal in here. The name of this newly extracted file was dvwa-master. So what I'm gonna do here is that I'm gonna go with chmod, then 777 for permission, right? -R for recursive, and of course, sudo, right? And then I'm gonna write down the name of this file, that is dvwa-master. I'm gonna hit enter. It is going to ask me for the password. Again, it is just, I cannot access dvwa master, no such file directory. Okay, I just wrote the wrong name of the file. It was 2 as well. Okay, so dvwa-master 2. Okay, I'll have to just rename it. So just for the demonstration purpose, I'm just naming it with the wrong name, that is ddwa. Okay, so everything is done. So I'm just going to done. Okay, yes, and then I'm gonna be here with the 777 and then ddwa. right? So if I hit enter, then I believe I'm able to change the permission of this, right? So since the permission is changed, I believe it should be copied by now. Or you can also directly go into the option of move to. When I hit on move to, I can see a lot of things right here. So I'm going to go into the other locations. In my computer, I'm going to go into the var folder. I'm going to go into the www directory. And inside that, this is the same directory that I've just now told you a few seconds back. So you don't need to get confused. And then I'm going to go inside the HTML, and you can see that you have a lot of files in here. I'm going to just select in here. Okay, error permission denied. Okay, so since the permission is denied, so can anybody suggest me, though I know how it is going to be taken there, but it is going to require some Linux commands in here. So I'm gonna go with sudo mb command, right? So in order to go with sudo mb command, you'll have to just put the URL in here. So I hope everybody have everybody have just now gone through with the Linux fundamentals. Everybody must be knowing the commands related to Linux by now. So you can just go with copy command as well, cp for copy or mv for move. This is how you're gonna move your dvwa file over there into that folder, right? So this is how you're gonna paste it up. Try with the root. I guess it can be done with a sudo and then simply mv command, or just with the simply cp command, and then just write down the name of the file, that is ddwa, and then give the path, or you can say the directory of var folder. It can be done easily by that. So if you have any problem till now, feel free to ask, and then we are going to proceed further. What is the reason to move this file to where folder? The reason to move this file into the where folder, into the www directory, because that is the only directory that can be hosted over the MySQL server, the services that we are about to run in order to configure this, right? So if you have any questions still here, feel free to ask, then we'll proceed further from here. Give me a quick response if you have any query till here. Yes, we are going to go with Apache server, but in order to make Apache server active, you'll have to just make changes, and you'll have to drop it down into the var folder. Else it won't get downloaded over there. Okay, so I hope this is clear till here. Permission denied. I gave you the solution for the permission denied. You can try it later on, but let's just complete the installation for now. For the permission, I just gave you the solution to go with 777. Just move it into the var folder right there, and then it should start working in here, right? So I'm going to go in here, and then there are a few more things that you need to do. Okay. So after moving this file into the var folder, yes, you can also try the git clone directly into this www directory. You just go ahead and open it into the terminal, and you just simply write here as sudo git clone, and then just paste the URL of the git clone, and then the file will be directed under the sudo permission from the GitHub. So simply, if you are facing any problem in moving the files or anything like that, then just go ahead and try to open your terminal inside this www directory, right? Inside this www, you see this HTML directory. Just right click here, open it into the terminal, fire your command with sudo, and then git clone and the URL of that, and then your dvwa file will be here that way as well, right? So likewise, you'll get this DVWA file. Okay, so now you need to do some changes into the configuration files. There are two changes that you can do for the git clone file. I just did the git clone for for the sub finder as well. So make sure you keep on learning things instead of just asking them straight away, or you can just replay this session anytime you want. Right. So inside the DVWA folder, the first change you need to do, don't worry, I'm just going to give you, I'm just gonna write down all the steps in order to configure it, and I'll be sharing that to you into the resource section and into the WhatsApp group as well. So you need to go into this config file. So when you'll go into this config file, it will show you somewhat like that. It will, by default, it will be shown to you somewhat like .dist. You'll see this file somewhat like config.inc.php.dist, right? So you just need to rename this file. The first step, you just need to rename this file. And firstly, the first step to configure the DVWA is to just rename this file and remove the .dist that is there by default. So you'll have to just remove this file. This is the first step in order to configure the DVWA. You have to rename it, and you'll be able to see config.inc.php file. You just need to open this with text editor, right? So when you'll open this with text editor, then you'll be able to just, let's say, find a lot of information related to the database name of the server, that is DVWA. You're also gonna go with the database user. So let's go ahead and change the name of the database. We are gonna make our own database just now. So I'm gonna, let's rename this database name to the, let's say, iNeuron, and let's keep the user as iNeuron as well, right? And let's keep the password as pass only, right? So I'm gonna keep it as pass only. So make sure you remember these information, or you write these information. How did you got to know all the changes, these set of information? Is there any documentation? I got to know this because I'm teaching this, right? So this is how I got to know this, and I know these steps, which is why I'm teaching you, right? So this is the custom methodology in order to configure this DVWA. I know it is going to take a while. It is not going to get configured. Even when I configured it as a beginner, I was finding a lot of resources on internet and everywhere around, but it took me quite a while in order to do this configuration. So it might hinder you a little bit, but you gotta have to keep a lot of patience in here, and you have to follow the steps. The first step that I told you was to remove .dist into the configuration file of DVWA. The second information that I'm giving you right here, the second step is you're gonna have to change the name of the database, because we are going to create a new database right here into the SQL, right? So when will we, keeping a new name of the database, it is going to be iNeuron. The DB user is going to be iNeuron, and the password of that database is going to be pass, right? So this is these are the changes that I'm making into this configuration file. I'm going to click on save in order to save it. No worry about the DB port. It could be any port. That is barely going to be an issue, right? So this is what we have done so far, right? I hope the changes that I've just now shown you is clear to everyone. First, I've renamed the file, and then I've changed the name of the database, that is iNeuron, and then I have changed the user to iNeuron as well, and the DB password is pass. So these are the three main information with by the help of which I'm going to write the query for creating my own database that we'll be creating into the MySQL. So first of all, I'm going to start my MySQL services. So I'm going to do that with the help of sudo service, and I'm going to go with MySQL, and then I'm going to click on, then I'm going to write start. So this is the command to start your MySQL services. When you'll start MySQL, you'll be able to create the database. I know it might be little, little terrifying for the people who haven't yet created any databases into their lives, or might be they must be creating the database or MySQL database for the first time in their lives. But make sure you just follow all of these steps, and everything is going to be fine. So with this command sudo service mysql start, I'm going to hit enter. Then you will notice that it is going to start my MySQL services. So this is how your MySQL services is going to get started into your terminal, right? So now I'm going to check out, can we do installing manually with the help of UI? No, UI is not here. And when you have updated and upgraded your system into the Kali Linux, it must have been coming here already, right? So now I'm going to start my MariaDB server, where I'll be able to create my new database. Okay, so don't worry, I'm going to share you the resources. Just watch here straight away and try it later on. If you'll try it right now, then it will be a big hustle. And don't worry, there are a lot of videos and everything. All the resources will be made available to you, along with the step-by-step things on how to configure DVW. I'll just give you a neat documentation looking at your problems. I'm going to make a neat documentation step-by-step within like 2 to 3 hours after this class, and then I'm going to provide them as the resources to you, right? All right, so now I'm going to start my MariaDB server. So for that, I'm gonna don't do it right now, we'll do it later on. So I'm going to write here as sudo mysql, and then I'm gonna go with -u and then root with -p in order to start my MySQL process. So you can see that I'm inside the shell of MariaDB, you can say right now. So here I'll start writing, you can say I'll start writing the commands in order to create a database. And first of all, in order to create a database, I'll first need to create a user, right? That there are two things involved. When you create a database, you need a user, and then you need to create a you need to attach that user to that database so that they can access it. And few minutes back, we have just now realized that we have changed the username, the name of the user that needs to be connected from the database of DVWA. That username is ineuron, right? And into the second case, the name of the database is ineuron as well. So we are going to hit a query that is going to create a new user, and that user will be connected to our database, right? And that also requires a pass. And in that case, I have written the password as a pass only, if you guys still remember. So we have done this these changes into the configuration file. So I'm going to go with create user, right? And I'm gonna go with the user that we have just now created, that was ineuron, right? And then I'm going to connect that over the local host where my DVW is going to be dedicated. So this is the query to create a user into the MySQL shell, right? All of these things come up automatically into the Linux when you update and upgrade it. You don't need to install any kind of third-party MySQL server or anything at all. It is all there into the Linux, right? So it was there at 127.0.0.1, right? And then I'm gonna if there is a password, you need to hit another query that is called as identification query. So I'm going to write here as identified. This is going to be identified by a password, right? So into the single quotes, you're going to write your password. And in our case, the password was pass only, right? So I'm going to make sure you just end the query. I'm not getting the option for the semicolon. I hope the query is right. Create user. Instead, we can, yeah, you can do that onto the localhost as well. So create user, and the ineuron at the rate of 127.0.0.1 identified by past. Seems this thing is not showing up into my keyboard. That's really sad. So I need this thing in order to end this query, and it is not coming up into my keyboard. That's weird, but yes, we're gonna put it up anyhow here. Right. Okay. So when I hit enter again, it is showing me you have an error in your SQL index. Is it because of this semicolon that I've created? I'm just gonna quickly write the query again, create user ineuron, and then I'm gonna go with at the rate of 127.0.0.1. I'm gonna do the identification thing, identified by pass. Again, it is not allowing me to put that sign in here, without which the query is completed, and that could be the reason why I am getting this error. So these are the weird thing that keeps on happening with Linux. Still not at all a stable system, but yes, that's the option that the world is having right now for the pen testing. See, I'm still not getting it. Let me open up a new shell. Okay, let me try to do this once again. Create user Sunny ineuron, it was right, ineuron at the rate of 127.0.0.1 by pass. Make sure this key is here. You have an error in your SQL syntax. So I believe the query is right, but still I'm receiving this error. Create user ineuron at the rate of 127.0.0.1 by pass. Okay, I forgot to write here as identified by. Identified. Okay, so seems like we have successfully created the user. These kind of things keeps on happening with user, that sometimes you are not able to press some kind of keys or these kind of things. So restart is always a good option. So I've created a user named as ineuron, which is now connected to the which is now actually connected to the URL that is of the local host, that is 127.0.0.1, and it is again identified by the password, right? And now we have now created a user, right? Let's go ahead and check the users that we are having right now. So in order to check the user, how to check the user, we are going to select the user from let's see what are the users that are already available into my MySQL server, right? So for that, we know where we know localhost 127.0.0.1 is already a localhost. You should definitely know that. Now mysql.user is right here. I'm going to hit enter. And then you can see that I have a lot of users that I have created, because I keep on creating them for the different purpose. So likewise, we have just now created a user called as ineuron, which is definitely visible to every one of you right here. Right. So now the next thing, we have successfully created the user. Now we need to give the connection of this user to our database, right? So now we are going to create a database, and we are going to connect that database to our ineuron, right? So any break today? So okay, let's take a break of 10 minutes. and then we'll be back again. So it's 17:06. I'll be creating a new database exactly at 5:15 p.m. So make sure you stay connected over there, and then we'll be done completing this whole DBWA setup. Where we know localhost, you don't need to know localhost. Localhost is always 127.0.0.1. Usually when you'll see such kind of errors and these kind of things, your head will always stay on fire. And this also happens when you try to hit the bug bounty, because we are playing inside the bugs. So that's all we have in here. We are MySQL services and using MariaDB. Can you please? Yeah, we are MySQL services and using that is a part of MySQL only. Okay, so I'll also grab a quick bottle of water, and we'll be resuming this session again at 5:15. 3 minutes more, and then we are going to resume this class. So before class starts, once say it from PHP file. Say it from PHP file. What do I say it from PHP file? Acha, you want me to repeat from PHP file? That's a long process. Won't be repeating this because there are a lot of users who are watching these recorded sessions as well, so it will be quite irritating for them. So make sure you just watch the live recording, or you prefer the Skype sessions, or you ask your doubts onto the WhatsApp. And like I mentioned, that I'm going to tell you I'm going to give you the documentation to configure it step by step. On Skype sessions, you can join them on, first of all, connect on WhatsApp group, and onto the Skype session. Every day I'm giving you the same resources, same ID, same Skype ID and everything. I guess you guys are not keeping a good care of that. So I'm going to share you the Skype ID again. So it's Skype ID is live. MAA6. Not going to answer you anything related to Nmap. We haven't yet covered it. Yeah, both are same, Pratik. What is DVWA? Is it helping to create DB? No, DVWA is a deliberately made vulnerable, made vulnerable lab where we'll be learning a lot of attacks. Yeah, just sending you the Skype ID. Give me a second. Okay, so it's 6:15. It's 5:15. So let's go ahead and resume everything from here. Tour. Okay. So now, can we start SQL Server from any directory? Yeah, you can start SQL Server from every directory. So basically, this is a shell. This is a MariaDB shell, and you can start it anywhere. Okay, so now I'm going to, first of all, we have created a user. We have written on select user from mysql.user. We have seen that ineuron user is successfully been created. In order to create it, okay, so seems like it's here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do next, I'm going to connect this user to my database, right? Let's go ahead and rename the database. It will be easier because since everything is changed. So I'm going to open it with text editor. I'm going to open it. Okay, I'm going to change the DB user because it might conflict because they are of the same. I'm gonna set the database. Oh no, database user is going to be ineuron only. I can change the database name. So it could be DVWA, right? So I'm going to save it. Right. Yes, anyone can. Okay, Rohit, it is apt get install subfinder after you do the git clone. Okay. So now let's go ahead and try to grant all the privileges to our database name that I've just now changed. That is DVWA now. And then you are gonna have to connect the username to our localhost, right? So first of all, I'm going to write here as grant all the privileges, right? So grant all the privileges on DVWA. See, the configuration part is a little bit hard sometimes, but attacking is going to be, really interesting one out there. So on DVWA, right? DVWA is written here already on DVWA dot, and then after dot, I'm going to use star. That's for the database, and then I'm gonna connect it to the user that is right here created, that is ineuron, right? And then I'm going to connect it as a localhost. You can write here as 127.0.0.1 as well, or you can just write here as localhost as well, but make sure you don't mix them up. If into the starting you have written localhost, then you write localhost only into the starting, like I have written 127.0.0.1. you're gonna have to write that only, and then you're gonna fix it up. So grant all privileges on DVWA. I believe this should be it. And again, you have this error. Grant all privileges on DVWA to ineuron. Okay, privileges, privileges. Can you show once only the part of MariaDB setup? No, I'm in the middle of a shell, so everything will be closed if I'll show that. Grant all, da won't be here. Grant all privileges on DVWA to ineuron. Let's hit enter. Okay, only the problem was in the. So I have written two commands. One was to create a user. The other was to connect that user to the database where it was mentioned it was DVWA, right? So I have grant all the privileges on DVWA to ineuron at the rate of localhost. So this is how my user is now connected to the database, right? Okay, so seems like this part is now done. We have successfully created the database and we have successfully done almost everything right here. So the first step was to rename the file under the configuration folder of DVWA. The second part was to open that DVWA file and change the user. You can put any user over there and the database and the password, but make sure you remember them and use them in the query that I'm using right now, right? And the other thing is, in case if you get any kind of problem while the upload limit or these kind of things, you can also fix that on php.ini file. If you find allow URL include or these kind of errors out there, right? And after this, I believe we are all done, right? So what I'm going to do next is that I'm going to start my Apache services. So you're going to have to start your Apache services every time you open up your DVWA. When you'll do this daily, you'll be in the habit of this. So sudo service Apache to start, right? So, okay, I'm in the shell of MariaDB, Control C to abort it. Then, okay. And then I'm going to go with sudo service. Somebody is saying, sir, thoda Hindi mein explain kariye. I can definitely explain you in Hindi, but we have a lot of international students here, which is why I am not able to explain anything into my native language. But yes, on the Skype, we can definitely try that. Okay, service sudo service Apache to start. So this will start my Apache service. Okay. Okay, seems like my Apache services are now started, have now started. So now what I'm going to do, there is not showing users on, because if your users are not created with the right command, then it won't show. But don't worry, if it is not done, that's okay. I'll just give you the documentation. Just follow that and just have a look at how it is done. So now you can see that my Apache services are now up and running. Let's check. You can see that the DNS is okay. I just renamed it with some DNS poisoning attack. This must not be the heading that you must be getting, that DNS is working. Okay, so what is Apache 2? So Apache is the service to run MySQL server into your local host that is already there inside your Kali Linux. You don't need to install anything for that. Most of the things that I'm doing, everything is what I'm taking from scratch. You don't need to install anything extra. Everything is there already inside your Kali Linux. So I guess the name of my folder was DVWA. Now you can see that I'm right here inside the lab of my DVWA. The default ID password for this lab is admin and password. So I'm going to write here as admin and password as the password. So you can see that I am right here inside inside the lab of DVWA. Here inside the lab of DVWA, we are going to learn about brute force, command injection, CSRF, file inclusion, upload, file upload, insecure captcha, SQL injections, XSS, weak session IDs, CSP bypass, and that's it. So these are the attacks that we are going to learn in DVWA, and more advanced attacks are what we are going to learn into the web goat. So we are going to complete 2 labs for the web penetration testing. So this is how you install and configure your DVWA lab. WebGoat will also be installed into the same fashion. You'll have to create your own database and server exactly like this. So I believe we have achieved 2 things into this session, or I guess we still have half an hour left. So do you guys want a quick refresher, or shall I just go ahead and write down the steps right in front of you only, so that it will be a quick refresher for you all? I believe. Do you guys want me to do that? How you went to home page? I simply wrote 127.0.0.1/DVWA. So basically the files that are here into my var folder are getting displayed into my localhost. I'll just show you quickly. So see, remember into the var folder inside the www directory, I was here into the HTML. I dropped my DVWA folder here. So whatever is inside the HTML folder will be served after this URL, that is 127.0.0.1. And then the DVWA is the name of the folder, so which is what I have written in here, and then /index.php already came up, right? So this is how I went onto this page. Sir, we installed DVWA in var folder, but we ran SQL, MySQL, start command, and download. See, it is not at all folder dependent. The only thing that you can fire these MySQL and Apache commands in any folder out there. Requesting to please share the documentation and steps for us for the future purpose. No worries. I'll just go ahead and write the documentation in front of you all. You can just ask your doubts, but that's it for today's class. I'm just writing the documentation in front of you all so that you can just ask, and your Apache services must not be up. You must have missed some kind of step in there. So the first step is you gotta have to step 1. So download DVWA from GitHub. Just git clone it. Just git clone it, and or you may download it from the official website. Right? Step 2, paste. Both official website and Git one is same. Yes, it's same. Okay, so now the step number 2, paste that in your var folder inside. Okay, I'm just going to give you the exact directory. So it's here into the computer var, and inside the var you have this HTML. Inside the var you have this www directory, and inside there you have HTML. So I'm going to write down the complete directory right here. So paste that in computer. Inside computer you have var folder. Inside var folder you have HTML folder, and inside there you have www directory, right? So paste it there, or in order to avoid permission issues, directly open your terminal in this directory and git clone it, right? Okay, yes, that's a wrong URL. Inside the www folder you have this HTML folder. So this is going to be the step number 2, and paste it there. Paste it in directory directly, or in order to avoid permission issues, directly open your terminal in this directory only, that is your HTML directory, and git clone it and sudo git clone it, right? So you'll paste dvwa folder, right? And in step 3, step 3 is going to go inside dvwa folder, check config folder, there rename, it was a PHP configuration file. I'll just have to look at name of that file once again. You just have to remove .dist after that. Okay, so here you have this configuration folder. Inside the configuration folder, rename config.inc.php.dist to config.inc.php, right? Rename config.inc.php.dist to config dot inc dot php, right? This is the step number 3. Step number 4. Step number 4 is you'll have to open your your folder, and you'll have to just open up your terminal, right? And in terminal you'll be creating what? You'll be creating a user. So before creating a user, there are some changes that you need to make into the configuration file, if you remember. So make sure you open up config.inc .php file and rename your important information like user, DB name, and password, because you're going to use them exactly like same into your queries, right? Okay, so this is your step number 4, right? So after this, what you are going to do, you are going to this part is done. After this, I believe you are just going to create a new user. So in order to start a new user, or you can say you're gonna have to open up your shell to create a new user. Now open up your terminal, and you're gonna have to open up the MariaDB shell, right? So the step 5 is going to be you're gonna write sudo mysql -u user in order to create a new user as a root, and then this command will help you to open up your MariaDB shell, right? Once you are done opening your MariaDB shell, then you're gonna have to write some commands into the MariaDB shell. That is, you're gonna have to create a new user into the MariaDB shell, right? No need to install. No, you don't need to install anything at all. Everything is there. Like if you have updated and upgraded your operating system, into the upgrade, it is already getting all the MySQL, latest PHP, latest Python, and everything is there upgraded over there, right? So once you are done with this, you're gonna have to create a new user, right? So I'm going to write down the command for you in order to create a new user that is going to be identified by a pass, if you remember, right? So the step 5 is here. Step 6 is step 5. Can you show in now? Yes, I can show you step 5 practically now. Okay. So the step 5 is, okay, why it is prompting? Okay, step 5 is to open a MySQL root. What is MS SQL pass? It is not pass, it is password. It is not opening, getting, okay. Okay, so just showing you sudo mysql -u root and then -p password. So this will open up your MongoDB shell, right? All of these things are same. Sorry, not the MongoDB. It is going to be MariaDB. Okay, so it will open up your this tab facing error. See, I just wrote everything in front of you. Try it later on, and it should work. Find out a good way out. You should be putting up some some wrong queries over there. Like I have been facing some problem, but just ease down and recheck your query. It should work, right? Where should we open terminal? You can open up your terminal anywhere. I told you, and I'm repeating this quite a lot of times, that it has nothing to do with any directory. You can open it up anywhere because you're working in shell, not in any directory at all, right? Okay, so now the next step is that you need to fire this command that will create a new user. So in order to create a new user, write in MariaDB shell that you need to create a new user. So this is going to be the command for that. So create a user and then the name that you have given. So in my case, it was wrong, right? So, or I'm just gonna write here as username. Make sure you change it when you do it with your own way. And at the rate of, yes, I'm going to share these notes over the resource community section, and of course into the WhatsApp group as well. So these are going to be floated all around. Don't worry about this. I'm just writing this for you only, right? I'm not writing them from myself for sure. Okay, so username is right here, and username at the rate of, and then you're going to give the localhost address, right? So I'm going to write here as 127.0.0.1, and I'm going to write here as identification because we have written the pass over there. Into the config file, we have set a password for the database, right? Or not for the database, for the user, I mean, right? So into the configuration file, we have written the pass over there. So I'm going to write here as identified by, and I'm going to write here as password. So whatever password you have kept, you can write it over here, right? In this query, right? So what will happen? This will just create your new user. Okay, and then step number 7. In step number 7, remember we tried giving all the privileges, right? So before that, you can also check what are the different users that are available over here. But you can skip that part. That is not necessary even in the notes as well. So I'm gonna write down the direct command for granting the privileges. So grant all privileges on DVWA. That is, see, this DVWA is the name of database. So I'm just gonna write here as DB name, right? So on database, name of the database is what you need to write here, ending with a star. So basically this is the query, and this is the query of SQL. And here you're gonna write your username, right? And the username was here, and then I'm gonna write here as my 127.0.0.1, right? And I'm gonna end this query. Make sure you end this query right. Okay, so these were the quick steps that needs to be done in order to run your you can say this DVWA, right? This is not going to work. Who has SQL Server configuration which is 3306? I don't think so. Okay, so step 7 is done, and now there is one error that you need to do. I'm gonna give you the exact directory for the file that you might need to change. So step 8, let's include that too. Go to the directory. Go to the directory in etc/php/7.3. So this is the exact directory of Apache, right? So inside going this directory, just go ahead and open up your php.ini file, right? Because this is the one error that will be removed after, though it doesn't matter, but it is not allowing you the URL include, so it will give you the error later on. So make sure you just re-edit this file right now. So what you need to do, you just need to edit your php.ini file. There you need to hit Control F. And there you need to find something which says allow URL. Allow URL underscore include. You can find this thing exactly over there. Allow URL include, allow underscore URL underscore include, and then equals to. So it is off in some cases, and make sure it is case sensitive, right? So make sure you turn it to on. And one more thing, it is case sensitive. So in case if you're using a small o, that won't work, right? So this is one of the error that you might receive in future that I'm asking you to rectify it right now only. So make sure everything is turned on, like URL, allow URL include, something like that, right? So this was a quick tweak into php.ini file, right? So now the next step is step number 9. Step number 9. So into the step number 9, you need to open up your terminal, because you're gonna have to start your Apache services, right? So for that, you're gonna have to open your terminal and start your Apache services with command sudo service Apache to start, right? So this will start your Apache services. It will automatically start your Apache services. In step number 10, what you need to do, just open your browser and in URL, type 127.0. Okay, 127.0.0.1. This is what you need to write, and /, and then you need to name the then you need to write down the DVWA folder name, that is DVWA. So this is the name of the folder that we have pasted in there, right? So once you will write this in URL, you will be able to, redirect it onto the DVWA lab. Step 11, or I can say a quick tip. You have to just click on start and it will start on running, or you can just, a quick tip is that admin and password is the default ID password of DVWA, right? So these were the quick steps that you need to follow in order to configure your DVWA machine. You have like big 6 days in here in order to configure this. In next 5-6 days, I'm active on WhatsApp, active on Skype as well. I'm almost active everywhere. So make sure you just do this within a week. So that is not a big task for you all, I hope. And if you have any doubts or any problem regarding this, feel free to tell me right now. Else, that's it for this session. Asking for pass. So pass is password and ID is admin. So that was all about today's session. Okay, if that is not working, go to 127.0.0.1/DVWA/write setup.php. No, I haven't yet forgotten. From Monday onwards, I guess I'm going to come up with my new studio, which means a lot of new YouTube videos. So yes, how to delete a folder if permission are not given to delete. It's going to be RM command. Open up the command, open up the terminal in that folder and sudo RM and then the name of that folder. PHP module GD is not installed is getting this error. Yes. So you'll have to fix down these errors. A lot of errors are there, but you'll have to fix that down. We'll be hunting that down. But I hope you have enjoyed this session so far. And every Monday, a feedback form will be shared to you so that you can give your thoughts. With your valuable thoughts, I'll try to improve my sessions more. I'll try to help you out. I'll try to do the hand holding more. But right now, I just want to give you a quick idea that we are just completing the basics and setups, and these basic things are going on. When we'll be completing around 1.5 or 2 months, I'll strictly tell you that what are the compliance that needs to be followed in a professional IT company. But right now, we are not at all professionals. That's what I'm thinking as a holistic batch. So make sure you share your feedbacks in order to improve my sessions. I'm always open to learn from you all as well. And just give a feedback however you feel like, right? So I look forward. Can you please do the same for SubFinder process? Of course, I don't mind. So no worries. Let's go ahead and give you the process for the sublister. Let me open up my URL for the sublister. Installing sublister is easy though, but it could have got a little complicated. So sublister. Okay. Cool. So now for the sublister, I'll be sharing the same sheet for everyone. So in order to install the sublister, step 1, git clone, and then you gotta have to write this command into the terminal actually. So go onto the directory of desktop or wherever you just want to just install this sublister. You can do that onto the desktop, but make sure you catch the directory so that you can work on it later on. So step 1, just go ahead and write on yes, I mean, I've got the special instructions from Sudhanshu sir Yovi. So just give him a quick feedback over the email about how you are feeling over the class. So that would be great for me. Okay, so step 1, in order to go ahead with the sublister, open up your terminal. Open terminal and write git clone, and then this URL, right? So it will be downloaded onto the active and it will be downloaded on your active directory. So it will be downloaded on your active directory and into the step 2. Well, I believe this is a very nice process that, though I am providing the resources to you in a PPT, but after every class in last 15 to 20 minutes, I'll be writing all the summary about the things that we have covered in the session. That will, also make up your mind, because into the upcoming classes, we are going to learn a lot of attacks, a lot of technical things will come. So in the end, I'll just make a summary document for in every class. I believe this will be good enough for every one of us. Okay, so after this, go into, okay, this sublister will be right here. And then open up your into the sub finder. Yes, make sure, don't forget to keep me in the CC if you are sharing the feedback, or you can just, go ahead with a normal form. I believe the form is being shared over there, right? Publicly, the form is being shared for the feedback form. Every Monday, that feedback form will be shared to you. Not this Monday, just every Monday, in order to maintain the quality, right? So the step 2 will be go to the folder, go to folder, sub finder, go to folder sub finder, and oh, that's great if you have a good contact with Hitesh sir. But you'll be surprised to know that I'm his younger brother. Anyways, so into the V2 folder, sub finder, then V2 folder, and inside the V2 folder, go to CMD, and inside CMD, you can go to sub finder folder again, sub finder folder again, and inside the sub finder folder, step 3, open terminal, right? And step 4, just simply write in terminal apt get install sublister. Once this is installed, I'm going to give you the usage as well. For the usage, once this is installed into the same terminal, or in any terminal, you can just, now since it is installed, now the directory doesn't really matters that you are in which directory. You can just install your terminal directly as well, and these commands will work because it is installed inside your system. So I'm going to write here as sublister, and then you're gonna have to choose options, the H. So by this, you will see the documentation and options, right? And then after this, you're gonna just for extracting the directories, I still remember it was -D, right? So -D is the option to extract the directories. And then in order to extract the directories, you can take any of the directory, like www.tesla.com is what we have tested in here, right? So I hope this is clear to all. Also, let's go ahead and give you the URLs of the reconnaissance tool. No, both are not, they are different, but I believe this is the better one. Okay. So also let's go ahead and list down all the things that we have learned into the reconnaissance methodology as well. So since my laptop got crashed, so everything got lost, but no worries, I'm going to open up them all once again. So into the reconnaissance methodology, today we have learned, where is the history? Okay, history is not here. No worries. I'll just extract those links. Okay, somebody has forwarded those WhatsApp, those link over our WhatsApp group. So I'll just put them here. Okay, so we have today covered up a website that was named as Vulnerweb, as far I remember. So Vulnerweb was the one thing that we have explored today. Reckon methodology. Testing URL is this one. And then you have the options of scanning onto the who is, right? Who is. So this is one thing that we have explored, who is. Second one is who is. And then the third one we have explored was virus total. So virus total. Okay, and then we have one to check the status. Brajesh is really helping me out right there. So http status.io. So there were two domains. Make sure you just don't go on http you just need the http status only. Status.io it was, right? So this is what we have done. The fifth resource that I've shared with you today is for the Weblyzer. So go ahead and check it out and check out www.vaporizer.com. And sixth resource that I've shared with you was related to Showdown. So www.showdown.io is what I have shared. And also I have introduced you to the Wayback Machine, if you guys still remember, right? So in order to go onto the Wayback Machine, you gotta have to go with web.archive.org, right? And also on the 8th number, I have shared you the Netcraft. So you're gonna go ahead and explore the netcraft.com, right? So I hope this was the quick summary of today's session, right? I hope you have enjoyed today's session. And from the next session, we are going to get started with some attacks finally. So that's it for today. I'll be asking my team to attach this recorded session into your dashboards, and I'll be asking them to attach this txt resource file as well. So that's it for today, and I'll see you again next Saturday. Till the time, you can get connected with me over the Skype, over the WhatsApp, over the emails. I'm active all around, but that's it for today. I'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ketan. Thank you, Deepraj. Thank you, Asar. Thank you, Yovi. Thank you, everyone.